Hey Sag, it's Kayla's Tarot. How are you guys? Do let me know in the comments. Right then, let's get stuck into your last half of January love reads, and these specifically 3 separate spreads for singles, daters and exclusive couples. So let's get stuck in. All right, let's give these a real good shuffle. There we go. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Sagittarius, singles, daters and exclusives, Sagittarius. Right then. Cut the deck into 3 and let's get stuck in. So, singles, we've got the Ten of Cups reversed with the Chariot in the upright. For the daters, we have got the 6 of Cups reversed in the full reverse. And for the exclusive couples, we've got the Tower reversed with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Let's put them to one side. I'm going to be clarifying as well, you guys, so stick around. Right then, Romance Angel for the singles, please. I've got Free Yourself. Romance Angel for the daters. I've got Very Soon. Clearly decide what you want, so it comes to you now. And for the exclusive couple, Sagittarius, I have got Separation. Okay. Let's start with the singles then. So, singles, you've got here the Chariot with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. And I think when this is moving on, I mean, usually when I see 10s in the reverse, I think you've gotten so close or hit that point of emotional happiness and fulfillment, and then it's come to an abrupt end. You've hit a dead end. And with the Free Send card, I think that this is moving on and freeing you from something that I want to say emotionally came to a very abrupt end. Yeah, and I think that a lot of, well, for some of you, it's that starting over again. Okay, so let's clarify. And it does say on the Free Send card, it's time to take back control of your life. So maybe at least emotionally you've lost control. So, single Sagittarians. I've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. And this is sort of, it's them vulnerabilities, you know, that are there. And I suppose for some of you, it's about realising the vulnerabilities that were there with somebody that you were in a relationship with. There were vulnerabilities. I mean, I've got a 10 of Cups reversed. Maybe someone was a bit of a drinker as well. Maybe that was a vulnerability. I've got the 2 of Cups. Now that's odd. And it's in the upright. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I've got the 5 of Wands reversed. I think this is moving on to a new relationship, if I'm perfectly honest. I feel like this is what you want. You want a new relationship. You want to move on. The reason why these messages showing up in the singles space is because this is what you want. This is where we're headed. Some of you could be getting to know someone at the moment, especially if it's a Cancer, that actually has got a lot of possibility of turning into a relationship. And I'm wondering if you're caught in that middle sort of gap between leaving a relationship and entering into a new one. We're sort of stuck in the middle. I think the Queen of it's Queen of Cups. I said Pentacles, it's not, it's Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups in the reverse with the 9 of Wands in the reverse. And also the 5 of Wands in the reverse. Somebody didn't put up enough fight for a previous relationship. We had no choice. It had to come to an end. Like I say, the emotional connection just poof, gone. Usually when something like that happens, it's because of something that the partner did. Whether it was you or the partner, somebody fucked up in a big way. And because it's going from that emotionally blissful kind of phase to absolutely nothing. So for some of you, partners fucked up in a massive way and you didn't see it coming. 9 of Wands reversed, we're now vulnerable. Queen of Cups reversed. There's an emotional unstableness going on for some of you. Some of you emotionally up and down like a yo-yo. That you're trying to move on. But the energy that this break or this fall apart here has left you with, it's not good. And I feel like the Five of Wands in the reverse is that we couldn't fight for this relationship. There were no two ways about it. So again, let's just look at common sense. That just tells me you had to make a quick escape. And I think that is the Freeze End card. We had to make a quick escape from this relationship. Somebody did something that was completely unforgivable. Just at a point where we're so happy, it all came crashing down very quickly. So yes, this was a major fuck up. It could have been cheating. It could have been something very serious. That's the way I'm looking at that anyway. And now singletons are at a point where you are literally trying to take back control of your life. And, you know, excuse me. And we are striving towards a new relationship. I just feel like, you know, some of you are emotionally guarded when it comes to moving on. And I think that the Chariot really is perfect advice. At the end of the day, we have to take the good with the bad. And our lives can't come to a stop because we've only got one. We can't come back and redo this. So any time that you spend, I suppose, in hermit mode, emotionally, it's not going to do you any favours. I'm not saying rush into anything. You can't go from one to another. Excuse me. It doesn't work like that. But actually making valuable effort to take back control of your life and to move on from something that left you heartbroken, because where you are wanting to go is into a relationship that actually means something to you, and you don't want this residual, you know, bad breakup to sort of linger any longer. So that is charging ahead, right? So yes, singles, charging ahead, absolutely. Let's take a look at the daters. If you're dating somebody specific, if there's an agreement between you and somebody else that this is right, we're dating, we're going to see where it goes. I've got the Six of Cups reversed with the Fool reversed and the Very Soon card. And this is real simple, you guys. Some of you are seeing somebody, could be an Aries. Some of you are seeing somebody who's been through a hell of a lot. And when I say a hell of a lot, I've got the Six of Cups reversed. So this person's had a rotten past. Some of you, you know, this could even be you. I've got like this dating sort of dynamic going on where someone's very much screwed up because of their past. You know, the Six of Cups in the reverse is bad nostalgia. Let's take a look. What was that just fell on the floor? Excuse me. You guys, let me just grab that. Where was it? So yeah, the Chariot. The Chariot has come out as well for the daters. I've got the Two of Pentacles. I've got Judgment reversed. And I've also got the Tower reversed. Okay, this to me looks like a bit of a over-enthusiastic promise or of some sort, or offer of some sort. So I think that here, which, you know, this is, you may be trying to sort of build here with somebody and move forward here with somebody that's actually not ready for anything overly committed. I think, you know, I'm looking at Judgment in the reverse with the Six of Cups reversed and the Tower reversed. And I think this is all screaming this person has got a very, very complicated past that they are not over. Don't get me wrong, there's you know, they're very much where there's no going back. But energetically, this keeps plaguing them, big style, whether this is you or them. I think the Tower in the reverse is that refusal to accept that whatever connection you guys have made with each other has been built on a false foundation, and there's just no two ways about it. Nobody is actually taking responsibility for this. I mean, it looks to me like you've gotten to know somebody who's been very, very shady about their past, very closed off about their past, but it's for good reason. There's something going on here with somebody's past that just isn't good. And I'm looking at a case of bad timing. And I think that's why we have the Four in reverse. This isn't worth the risk. And if there's a risk, there's a problem that's not being addressed. So I think that, and I've got the Two of Pentacles as well. This person just isn't, you're taking on way more than you can handle. Let's just put it like that. I've got some sort of Sagittarius dating someone and they're taking on way more than they can handle. This is just too complicated. That's why I got the very soon card. Clearly decide what you want. Clearly decide what you're going to do, because I think you're on the fence with this person. It's like you've got your suspicions. There's something going on with someone's past. It don't quite make sense. But you're still sort of willing to sort of go the distance, and it's just it's very confusing. And obviously there's that many Sagittarius watching. The actual past reasons are going to be different for each of you, so I'm not able to give specifics at this point. I personally think if you can handle this, or you are so curious to know, continue. But I think Spirit's trying to throw you a bone here and say this might not be worth the risk. If it seems too dodgy, it's because it probably is. Okay. Excuse me, you guys. I'm really bunged up. Just let me just sort my bloody nose out. I'm sick of having colds. Oh dear. Right. Let's take a look at the exclusive couples, Sag couples, okay? So we've got the Tower in the reverse with the Page of Swords in the reverse. And I'm looking at the Tower reversed in a different kind of context because we're reading for couples specifically. And usually when the Tower's reversed, it's talking about avoiding disasters. Obviously, it means many different things. You know, it meant something completely different for the daters. Again, I always say context matters. And the Page of Swords is quite positive. It's about letting your guard down. You know, in the upright, we're guarded, we're on the defense. In the reverse, it's sort of, let's remove that guard. And we also have separation. It does say time apart from your partners on the horizon. So let's dig a bit deeper and find out what the hell's going on here. Right, Sag couples. Sag couples. Okay, I've got the High Priestess. I've got the Knight of Swords. So we've got the Page on the Knight. Excuse me. I've got the Five of Swords in the upright with the Wheel in the reverse. A couple more, please. The Three of Wands reversed. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. So I think that this is an exclusive couple that were definitely on the brink of separating. I don't feel like it was completely over. I just feel like, let's just take a break. Let's just have a breather and spend some time apart. Because I've got the Five of Swords, and this is definitely somebody looking at a situation thinking, is this really worth it? I'm just going to throw my swords down and walk away. And the swords represent conflict. Fives represent conflict. So this is, you know, conflict within a relationship, or, you know, and it's just hit boiling point. And I think that the Tower reversed is we're trying to avoid this relationship completely ending. So let's just take the guard down, have a bit of a breather, you know, a few days or a couple of weeks or whatever. Let's just sort of do our own thing. And then hopefully this is going to save the relationship. You know, I think sometimes when you're under each other's feet too much, it gets very heavy, doesn't it? And I think if there's already been arguments and tension within the relationship, a bit of a breather is probably worth it. I mean, if you actually look at the separation card, this is not a breakup at all. You know, she's lying there and she's like, you know, damsel in distress or whatever, or And he's like dressed in his suit of armor, and you know, it's like he's going off to battle, and she doesn't want him to go, but he knows he has to, and it's like, I'll return, he's coming back. So it's not a breakup I'm looking at. This is just a couple that recognise that they've got issues. I feel like you've already communicated with each other. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune, because in the reverse, it's a case of bad timing. So I feel like you've both sort of clashed at the wrong time and realised what needs to happen now. So we're going to suspend this just temporarily, have a breather. Because there are definite, with the Knight of Wands there were definite inconsistencies in the relationship. Whether it be not enough time for each other, not enough affection for each other, whatever. I think the High Priestess, I think you've known about these issues for a long time. And I feel like, you know, for some of you have had this maybe, you know, a bit of rose-tinted glasses on, just waiting and waiting, hoping for this to go away. And with the Three of Wands reverse, we're no longer waiting. We're going to do something about this and fast. You know, and I feel like that is, you know, again with the Knight of Swords, this is fast move, you know, fast communication, fast movement. This is what we're going to do, so let's just go do it. So yes, I think there's a conversation that takes place here. Let's try and save this relationship. So yeah, I feel like for Sag couples, I feel like you temporarily part in ways, but it's to save the relationship because there were problems there. And it was to do with arguments and tiffs and just getting irritated with each other. Like a bit of space would do you good. This ain't over. I'm just going to level with a lot of you now. This is definitely not over, okay? Hey, Mark. How you doing? Right then, those are the messages for Sagittarius for the end of January 2020. I shall be back on or around the 1st of February. The 1st of February reads. If anyone's personal reading, feel free to email me. My email should be in the description of this video once it uploads. And I have availability. If anyone wants any pre-recordings, I can get them delivered within 24 hours. So, yes, shoot me up an email. In the meantime, though, wish you all the best. Take care. Bye for now.